The commencement ceremony for the UCLA College of Letters and Science will begin in just a few moments. Graduates and guests, please begin to take your seats. While we recognize and value freedom of expression at UCLA, we don't want it to prevent the celebration of our graduates here today. Students have worked hard to reach this special moment. Family and friends have traveled here to help them celebrate. We owe our graduates the best day possible. We ask you to please begin to silence your cell phones and remain in your seats and keep the aisles clear. Actions that keep the event from proceeding will not be permitted. Thank you in advance for your respect and keeping the event focused on celebrating every graduate's accomplishment here today. Hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning. Graduates who are waiting in front of the stage, if you can please begin to head to your seats so we can begin our ceremony. Please begin to head to your seats. The commencement ceremony for the UCLA College of Letters and Science will begin momentarily. Graduates and guests, please take your seats. While we recognize and value freedom of expression at UCLA, we don't want it to prevent the celebration of all of our graduates here today. Students have worked hard to reach this special moment. Family and friends have traveled here to help them celebrate. We owe our graduates the best day possible. We ask you now to please silence your cell phones, remain in your seats, and keep the aisles clear. Actions that keep the event from proceeding will not be permitted. Thank you all in advance for respecting and keeping the event focused on celebrating every graduate's accomplishment here today. So once again, welcome to UCLA and our celebration of the College of Letters and Science Class of 2025. Graduates, family, and friends, we present the official party.
Will the official party please be seated? It is my honor to welcome you to UCLA's Commencement Weekend. My name is David Russell, and I am a professor of English. It is my pleasure to serve as the College Marshal for this ceremony. I would like to introduce a member of the class of 2025, Tonali Garcia Rodriguez. Tonali is graduating with a double major in Sociology and Chicano Studies, with a minor in Film, TV, and Digital Media Studies, and she will acknowledge our presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples.
Haku, hello everyone. My name is Donali Garcia Rodriguez, and it's an honor to be here with you all, representing my Chumash and Chicano ancestors. Over the past 4 years, UCLA has served as a place which has cultivated all our lives. Its land serving as the foundation for our learning and growth. However, long before it was known as UCLA, this land has been home to the Gabrielino-Tongva peoples. As a land-grant institution, UCLA acknowledges its presence on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Gabrielino-Tongva people, the traditional caretakers of Tovangar, which encompasses the Los Angeles Basin and Southern Channel Islands. It's the university's duty to move beyond acknowledgement and collaborate further with the indigenous peoples of this land, to continually promote indigenous stewardship and sovereignty. The word kuyang is the Tongva word for guest, and it's a reminder that you are a guest to these lands. Wherever you go, you are on native land. Settler colonialism has disconnected us all from the lands we reside upon. It promotes the notion that we are separate from and superior to it. And this forced disconnection has enabled the dehumanization of indigenous people around the world. We all have an obligation to combat the system of settler colonialism, which separates us from the land and each other. And the first step is acknowledgement of the tribal lands we are on. To all the graduates, whatever your heritage may be, your presence here today is the product of countless years of work and resilience. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams, and you are the ancestors of future generations. Keep your heads held high as we convene this ceremony. And remember, we are nothing without each other or the land we stand upon. Hiu si smoch, wika, sahiyatyu. We gather together and it heals us. Kakinalan, I'm grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tonali, and congratulations on earning your degree. Today, it is my privilege to say a few words of congratulation to the class of 2025. And also, since I'm an English professor, to offer one, just one, literary quotation. The first thing I'd like to address, however, is that the last few years have thrown much at you. No one can escape living in history, but sometimes feel more historical than others. Now is one of those times in which we are, as it were, living in history with a capital H. Yet in spite of crises and disruptions, you rose to the challenge, as I've witnessed firsthand with my own students. You have shown commitment to your studies and to each other. You have remained open to and curious about the world. And you've been able to make demands on the future and to think about what will make the future a better one for us all. My own field of expertise is historical, focused on the writing of the past. And as I was preparing these words, I wondered what advice I could draw from this literature to offer to you today. I found myself thinking of the great 19th century author George Eliot, and about something she suggests at the end of her novel Middlemarch, which is a novel all about living in times of great social change. So here is my one quotation. Eliot says that the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts. What does Eliot mean by the good of the world depending on unhistoric acts? She means to remind us that in capital H historic times, not to forget our small acts, the acts that don't make the headlines. She is referring to small acts of generosity, of careful attention, of tolerance, and kindness that you do for the people around you every day. And her point, I want to stress, is not to tell you to be good. No one can be good all the time. It's rather to point out that just where goodness is growing in the world can be very hard to see, because you do not know what the effect will be of the small, good things that you do. Part of the value of the education you have received here at UCLA is about knowing what things can be measured and knowing what things cannot. Eliot reminds us that the small acts of kindness you perform in your life will be incalculable. You just will not, for the most part, be able to measure their effects or how far they spread. But this also makes them more powerful than we might tend to assume. They are a means by which you are able to offer other people hope, and one of the means by which the future gets better. So, I'll conclude by congratulating you on your great achievement today. You have studied hard and prepared yourself for great, even historical achievements. But my advice to you is you also remember the power of your unhistoric acts. Singing the national anthem today is Kevin Corrigan. Kevin is graduating today with an individual field of concentration, Bachelor of Arts in Government Operations, Finance and Ethics, and a Bachelor of Music in Music Performance from the Herb Alpert School of Music. Everyone please rise for the singing of the national anthem and welcome Kevin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were
Thank you, Kevin. Now, I am pleased to introduce the Senior Dean of the College and Dean of Physical Sciences, Miguel Garcia Garibay.
Hello, graduates. What a day, huh? I can see some smiles in the audience. All right, everybody doing okay today? That's better. Well, on behalf of the Dean's faculty and honored guests who join me on this stage, I welcome you and your family to the commencement ceremony of the College of Letters and Science. I would also like to thank Professor Russell, our College Marshal, for greeting us this morning. Graduates, this is a day to acknowledge your achievements and to celebrate the culmination of your undergraduate studies. You have met the highest challenges of education. You have been partners with faculty in our quest to learn and discover, and you will be the next generation of leaders in the fields that you pursue. Class of 2025, your academic journey has led you here to this historic moment in time, which will never be again, but this is such an amazing time to celebrate for you. Together, we look forward to a very, very bright future. Graduates, joining us here today are many special people who stood by you through your years at UCLA, your family and friends. I would like to ask the parents, friends, family members of our graduates to please stand and be recognized. Yeah. We thank you so much for everything that you've done for UCLA and for our graduates. Now, I am pleased to introduce the 7th Chancellor of UCLA, Julio Frank. Since taking office just 5 months ago, Chancellor Frank has developed our community, has helped our community navigate the Los Angeles wildfires, expanded UCLA's reach and partnerships across the city, championed efforts to foster dialogue across these differences, and reinforced our commitment to academic excellence. Please join me in welcoming UCLA Chancellor Julio Frank.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone. It is my great honor to preside over today's ceremony and to celebrate the remarkable UCLA class of 2025. To our graduates, congratulations on earning your degree from the #1 public university in the nation. This moment belongs to all of you, and I hope you feel a deep sense of pride and purpose as you mark this milestone. But no one reaches this day alone. Let's applaud the parents, families, friends, faculty, staff, and mentors Their support and love have helped you all along the way. Graduation offers a natural time to reflect on the many beautiful moments that made up your lives as Bruins. You may remember when you got your UCLA acceptance letter, a moment of sheer joy. You may remember strolling down Bruin Walk for the first time, dazed by the sunshine and the boxes of Portos, or attending your first lecture and wondering whether you were in the right building or the right major. You may recall the class that changed your thinking. Perhaps a math course that taught you to see patterns in the world around you, or a philosophy seminar that inspired you to grapple with complex ethical questions. You might remember late-night talks on the Hill that reshaped your grad school plans, or cheering alongside thousands of fans at a Bruins game, clapping in sync with a crowd of strangers who suddenly felt like family. These moments, large and small, create the mosaic of your UCLA experience. But your journey also unfolded during one of the most complex periods in recent memory. You navigated college life in a world transformed by a global pandemic. You faced changes to the format of your classes, and with the LA wildfires, the worst natural disaster in our city's history, all the while managing coursework, relationships, jobs, and the countless pressures of student life. And yet you are here. Your tenacity and grit have brought you to this moment. And more importantly, you have grown into people who think critically, care deeply, and act with intention. I would like to speak candidly about the world you are stepping into and what it will ask of you. You are entering a time of extraordinary promise and profound uncertainty. Trust in institutions, including the ones that helped bring you to this moment, is fraying. These tensions will shape the world you are building. And while you may be leaving our campus, you are not leaving behind the values you developed here. At my inauguration last week, I spoke of the Bruin spirit and our need to advance the values that underpin our value to society. Search for truth, freedom of expression, respectful disagreement, expansion of opportunity, embrace of difference, dedication to service, and the relentless pursuit of inclusive excellence. These are not just university ideals. They are values that connect us as human beings and build bridges across communities. And they will need passionate champions like you. But how do we carry those values into life? I believe the answer begins with one simple yet radical idea: kindness to strangers. Let me tell you why this matters to me, not just as UCLA's Chancellor, but as a person. The defining moment of my life happened before I was born. In the 1930s, my paternal grandparents were forced to flee Germany, along with their 2 young children, my father, who was 6, and my aunt, who was 4. A series of unlikely coincidences brought them to Mexico, a country poorer in material wealth, but rich in the things that matter most then and now: tolerance, solidarity, and kindness to strangers. It is relatively easy to be kind to those we know. But true kindness, the sort that transforms generations of lives, reaches across boundaries, identities, and differences. That kindness saved my family, helping them rebuild in Mexico, and it made my own life possible. Like all my siblings and cousins, I was raised with a sense of responsibility to give back. We have all dedicated our careers to public service through medicine, science, music, and education. Not because we had to, but because we saw firsthand what kindness makes possible. Today, more than ever, I believe this in my heart. Too often, division drowns out dialogue. Withdrawing into like-minded circles seems easier than extending a hand to someone who does not look like you. But kindness can be an act of defiance, a light in the fog of cynicism, tribalism, and withdrawal. And that brings me back to you and to UCLA. As graduates of this great institution, you now carry UCLA's mission into the world. Our university's motto, Fiat Lux, or Let There Be Light, is not just a poetic phrase. It is a charge to you. Let your learning be a source of light. Let your voice be a light in difficult conversations. And let your actions shine light in places shadowed by injustice or indifference. And when you are unsure of where to begin, always, always begin with kindness, especially towards those that you do not know. This is how we renew connections among humanity and make space for knowledge. As you leave this campus, you are leaving with more than a degree. You are leaving with a set of values, a community of fellow Bruins, and the ability to shape the world in ways both bold and quiet. UCLA will always be part of you, and you will always be part of UCLA. You have learned. Thank you. You have learned how to learn, and a trait that will serve you well as you move forward. We call this mindset UCLA for life. This is education that lasts an entire life, and education that prepares our students for life, enabling them to lead meaningful and fulfilling lives as vital members of a community. Class of 2025, may you lead with intellect, humility, and heart. May you use what you have learned here not just to better yourselves, but to better the lives of others. Congratulations. Let's stay connected as one UCLA, and let's forever say, Go Bruins! Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Frank. My name is Adriana Galvan, the Dean and Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education. My fellow deans and I are honored to acknowledge the students who graduate today with very special academic achievements. I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with one of the highest academic honors the College of Letters and Science can give to an undergraduate, the designation of College Honors. The extraordinary students who are graduating with college honors have completed outstanding work in their major and a special set of rigorous courses. Of the thousands of students who are graduating from UCLA this year, more than 400 are receiving college honors. Will the students who are graduating today with college honors please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Dean Johnson will recognize your service in the community.
My name is Tracy Johnson, and I'm the Dean of Life Sciences. I am so pleased to recognize our many students who are involved in projects in the community. They accomplish this work through campus programs that bring together civic engagement and academic courses. Would all of the graduating seniors who served in the community please stand if you're able? Thank you. Please be seated. Dean Valenzuela will recognize the Chancellor's Service Award recipients.
Graduates, I am Abel Valenzuela Jr., and I am Dean of Social Sciences. I am privileged to acknowledge the recipients of the 2025 Chancellor's Service Award. The Chancellor's Service Award is presented to students whose college careers have been distinguished by dedication to UCLA and the community. These students, 125 of them this year, have earned this distinction through a sustained record of outstanding leadership and service. Will the students who have been honored as recipients of the Chancellor's Service Award please stand if you are able so we can recognize your superb commitment. Thank you. Please be seated. Dean Stern will now recognize those who have earned Latin honors.
Graduates of 2025, I'm Alexandra Ministern, Dean of Humanities. I would like to present our students who are receiving Latin honors, which is a recognition for high academic achievement. As you may know, there are 3 levels of Latin honors. First, I would like to acknowledge our students who have received cum laude honors. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. Next, I would like to honor our students who are graduating magna cum laude. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Finally, let us honor the students who are graduating with the highest Latin honors, summa cum laude. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Congratulations on these impressive academic achievements. Dean Garcia Garabay will recognize your effort in research.
Hello again, graduates. I would like to recognize students who have participated in research while at UCLA. As you know, UCLA is one of the world's greatest research universities. More than half our students enhance their academic careers by working alongside faculty on projects, writing honors theses, or participating in research classes. These students perform original work and advance the frontiers of knowledge. Would the graduating seniors who participated in research please stand so we can recognize your achievements? Yeah! Well, thank you all for helping advance knowledge. Please be seated. I believe that next we have Dean Galvan.
Thank you, Dean Garcia Garibay. Graduates, you have excelled in everything you've put your mind to, from research to community service, from academic success to personal enrichment. You've spent your years at UCLA becoming well-rounded and ready to begin a new chapter. Your student speakers this morning embody many of your own successes. It's my pleasure to introduce today's student speaker, Harriet Grace Leibowitz. Originally from England, Harriet moved to Los Angeles to attend UCLA and quickly fell in love with the campus and the city. She's graduating today with a degree in physiological sciences. Harriet has pursued a wide range of hands-on experiences alongside her studies. At Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, she led research on novel cardiac techniques, evaluating the adoption of pulse field ablation and its implications for patient care. She also worked as a certified medical assistant, gaining firsthand insights into the challenges patients face and the compassion required to meet them with dignity. Please welcome Harriet.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome our Chancellor, Frank, the esteemed faculty who gave us this education, honored family, especially mine, who flew 6,000 miles to be here and only found out they'd be hearing my voice from this stage about 30 seconds ago. And of course, the class of 2025. It is a privilege to speak for you all today, and I would like to start by saying congratulations to my fellow students. Four years ago, I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream in my cardigan. In all seriousness, I grew up in the United Kingdom, where rain is a constant companion and tea solves most problems. And yet, something deep inside me knew my story wasn't meant to be written in one place. I wanted to challenge myself, to grow, to stand among the doers, the ones who dared to believe in something bigger than themselves. So I traded gray skies for California blue and the familiar comfort of home for the uncharted excitement of UCLA, palm trees, In-N-Out burgers, and flip-flops in December. But despite the differences, there was something about UCLA that immediately felt like home. Maybe it was a sense of pride walking through Royce Quad at golden hour. Maybe it was the spirit of screaming our voices hoarse at the Rose Bowl against USC. Or maybe it was the fact that no matter where we came from, we all shared one thing: the audacity to dream. Because UCLA isn't just a university. It's a proving ground, a place where we came to test our limits, to question our perspectives, and to become the people we always hoped we could be. And trust me, we were tested. By 8 a.m. Chem 14D lectures that should probably be reviewed by the Geneva Convention. By 3 biochem midterms in a 10-week quarter. And by the vicious battle for a seat in Powell Library basement during finals week. But beyond academics, this school gave us something much greater. It gave us community. It gave us people who inspired us. It gave us friends who became family. Professors who believed in us when we doubted ourselves. UCLA wasn't just a test of endurance. It was a lesson in resilience. We learned that brilliance isn't about having all the answers, but the courage to keep asking the right questions. That success isn't just about intelligence, but about passion, about grit, about the refusal to let setbacks define us. And that is why being challenged is so important. It forces us to step beyond what is comfortable, to confront our own limitations, and to grow in ways we never thought were possible. We are not the same people who walked onto this campus 4 years ago. Today, as we stand on the brink of our futures, it is impossible not to feel a mix of emotions: honor, gratitude, and even a little bit of fear. Because leaving this place means stepping into the unknown. So let's remember what UCLA has given us. Not just an education, but a mindset. A belief that change isn't something we wait for, it's something we create. We have been shaped by this institution, and in turn, we will shape the world. So as we toss our caps into the air today, let's carry the lessons we've learned, the friendships we've made, and the spirit of UCLA wherever we go. Speak boldly, stand up for what you believe in, and never forget that no matter where life takes us, we will always be Bruins. Congratulations, class of 2025. The world is waiting for us. Let's go show it who we are. Thank you.
Thank you. What truly wonderful remarks. It is now my great pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Sara Bareilles. Sara is a Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and actor. But before she sold millions of albums or made her Broadway debut, she walked this very campus as a UCLA student, graduating in 2003 with a degree in communication. Sara has said that her time here held, and I quote, some of the most treasured years of her life, and that it helped shape the person she is today. That is the beauty of the Bruin experience. And if you ask her where she found her voice, she might point to her a cappella days with Awaken, or the spotlight of UCLA's Spring Sing, where she took home top honors as a solo performer, not once, but twice. From the stages of Westwood to the global stage, Sara has remained grounded in the values of authenticity, artistry, and empathy. Her breakout hit, Love Song, launched her remarkable career, and it was only the beginning. She composed music and lyrics for the Broadway musical Waitress, which premiered in 2015 and enjoyed a nearly 5-year run. She also starred as the lead for extended periods both in the US and in London's West End. Audiences applauded her performance in the Broadway revival of Stephen Sondheim's musical Into the Woods. On television, she has charmed audiences as Dawn Solano in the musical comedy Girls 5 Eva, which follows an aging all-female pop group trying to resurrect their careers. Her next major project is a musical adaptation of author Meg Wolitzer coming-of-age novel, The Interestings. She's composing the music and lyrics alongside award-winning playwright Sara Rule, who is writing the script. Her talent is inspired and inspiring, but more than that, she is someone who uses her voice to elevate others. She has been a passionate advocate for arts education, gender equity, and mental health awareness. She reminds us that creativity is a force for connection, that storytelling can be a tool for change, and that every moment, including a performance at a university talent show, can be a stepping stone to something even more extraordinary. Graduates, family, faculty, and friends, please join me in giving a warm UCLA welcome to our 2025 College Commencement distinguished speaker, Sara Bareilles.
Thank you so much. You didn't mention that the TV show is canceled. So, pretty good, guys. Pretty good. I I have to start by, I am so full of pride. My cheeks already ache from smiling. This is an incredible day. Congratulations. I love seeing how proud you are of yourselves and your families. So one more time, huge round of applause for the class of 2025. It has been amazing to be back here at UCLA. I haven't been back on campus in many years. They mentioned I graduated in 2003, and we were chatting backstage, and some of you were born right around then, so feeling pretty good. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have had a hell of a time wrapping my brain around what to say to you. Like a tremendously hard time writing this speech. I'm usually pretty good at stuff like this. I like talking to people. I like writing. I like cobbling together some sincerity and a couple of jokes. But for some reason, this has felt different. Over the last several months, I have sat down to write this speech no less than a dozen times. Until 2 days ago. They asked me to turn this speech in weeks ago, and they're like, where is it? Until 2 days ago, I was really pulling my hair out trying to find a way in. So I finally decided instead to spend some time looking inward to try and examine why I was having such a hard time figuring out what to say to you. After some reflection, I realized that I don't know what to say to you. Right now, I really want to tell you the truth. And the truth is that as much as I can be in love with the world, which I am, it is impossible to be in this moment in our country, in our city, and in the world, and not acknowledge that this is scary. I am deeply concerned for us. For all of us. I'm shocked and enraged by what I see unfolding in our government and on our streets, and I'm tired of self-righteous hot takes and misinformed oversimplifications that populate our screens and especially our minds. It feels like cruelty and a lack of empathy are gaining traction, spreading like a virus, and sometimes I feel like I have caught it too. I found myself recently in a real crisis of faith, not in God or a higher power, but in humanity. And generally, as a rule of thumb, we don't invite the super anxious one having the crisis of faith in humanity to give the speeches to the people. It can be a real buzzkill, you know what I'm saying? But what can I say? We live on the edge. It made me wonder if this crisis of faith is here to teach me something that we might learn together in real time. My best friend, Gavin Creel, passed away in September of last year. He was the closest I have ever come to experiencing someone as a literal ball of light. Generous, hilarious, handsome, my favorite voice on the planet. When we met for the first time, I was convinced I was actually in love with him. I mean, he was gay. But the connection was so special, I was willing to overlook that small detail. Thankfully, my crush dissipated, and we settled into a loving friendship that lasted a little over a decade, but changed my life forever. In what we did not know would be the last year of his life, Gavin got the word both tattooed on his wrist. It was inspired by a poem that I'll read to you, that he found on a greeting card. Everything is both, wonderful and terrible, boring and exciting. It's okay that it's both, obvious and hidden, simple and complicated. What a relief that everything can be both, light and dark, celebratory and melancholy. I didn't particularly like the tattoo at first. It seemed sort of pedestrian in some way. But I saw his commitment to this way of thinking. I saw him put it into practice. And I started to see what he saw, that two things can be true at the same time. In fact, they often are. More nuance everywhere. We are taught from a young age to value certainty, that it embodies strength, it makes us safe. I mean, schooling is in many ways built upon the idea that there are right answers to questions. And lots of times there are. I mean, yeah, math or whatever. But there is so much more to learn about this life and about each other, about the gray areas, about the crises of faith, the messy middle. What would happen if we can learn to stay curious instead of certain? Walking with Gavin through his illness and his death last year was one of the most brutal and beautiful, scary and sacred experiences of my life. He was 48 years old when he died, and the time between his diagnosis and his death was 3 months and 3 days. They were both the longest and the shortest months of my life. On a particularly hard day, I was at my house in upstate New York. A summer storm had passed through, and I was doubled over with grief and the powerlessness of losing my friend. I went outside into the backyard in the pouring rain and sort of inexplicably started dancing. I blame Chapel Roan. I felt completely obliterated and utterly alive at the exact same time. And I will never forget the feeling of that discovery. That grief is both awe and ache, so closely intertwined that you can't tell them apart sometimes. Your lives will be so many things, and oh my God, I hope so much of it is wonderful. But when it is not, when it is complicated and thorny, and when it inevitably breaks your heart, which it will, I hope you can reach for the wisdom in that too. Pain is a skillful teacher, and we are in painful times that can teach us so much, but only if we stay willing and awake to the infinite nature of all of it. It's how we keep growing up. There's a phenomenon in natural settings called the growth edge. The most new growth happens on the edges of the leaves at the edge of the forest. This is also where all the exposure to danger and the elements happen too, right there on the edge. But there they are, the brave cells dividing, the new pale green tips reaching into new territory, claiming space and expansion. It makes me think about my own growth edges, the places in my life where I have felt a dizzying combination of faith and doubt. A sense of yes, I can, but also what if I can't? Taking a chance on a life pursuing music. Went pretty well. Okay. Thank you, yes, yeah. It's okay, we're moving on. Staying in a love that scared me because I felt too seen and too vulnerable. Speaking out, even if it means I will fall out of someone's favor. Owning the fact that I carry anxiety to a degree that I cannot manage without medication. If you come for my Lexapro, I will cut a bitch. This time in your life is both a beginning and an ending. You are no longer a student orienting towards the cyclical rhythm of your education. And if you are anything like I was, stepping away from that security might feel like a free fall, groundless and terrifying. But fear is a fantastic indicator of a growth edge. And I dare you to go towards your discomfort with curiosity and see what's there. What if we can stay curious instead of certain? For me, this practice opens a kind of parachute. It opens the aperture of your perspective to slow down enough to see that you are falling, yes, but you are also flying. We all are. My favorite poet, Andrea Gibson, says, "Someday we will dare to trade good for true." And as I told you at the beginning, I just want to tell you the truth. And the truth is that I think my crisis of faith in humanity might just be an invitation. An invitation to stay curious instead of certain. To remember that I am humanity too. And this is a growth edge for all of us. To quote Lionel Richie, Tina Turner, and Huey Lewis at the exact same time, we are the world. And the world is full of awful and spectacular things. What a relief that it can be both. And I think to love the world, to love this exact world with its chaos and cruelty and beauty and brilliance, is to pack your parachute, find the edge, and jump. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sara, for those inspiring words. I'm Darnell Hunt, UCLA's Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost. It is my honor to call Chancellor Julio Frank to the podium. The deans of the college will present the candidates for the conferral of their degrees. Presenting the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies in the Division of Undergraduate Education is Dean Adriana Galvan.
Thank you, Provost Hunt. The Disability Studies graduates have completed the first degree of its kind to be offered at a public university in California. These trailblazing graduates have studied how disability is a core aspect of the human experience, something the majority of us at some point will experience in either a temporary or permanent way during our lives. They've mastered the ability to think critically, to conduct important research, to establish their experience in the arts, and to apply what they've learned in their community as our champions in challenging and changing society's attitudes towards disability. They've proven themselves to be exceptionally versatile scholars by excelling in advanced courses representing a wide range of disciplines. These include the arts and humanities, health sciences, social sciences, public policy, technology, and education. This year's graduating cohort may be small, but the number of graduates has quadrupled since last year's inaugural class. This is an incredible milestone in a still young program, and we are proud to be cultivating a growing community of scholars in a field that values empathy and intersectional thinking. As graduates, they will serve at the forefront of transforming society's perceptions of disability. Their goal is nothing short of a more inclusive society, one that extends opportunity for success to everyone. I'm so proud of their work. Excelling alongside our bachelor students in the important foundational courses of this discipline are our minors in disability studies. Since 2007, we've graduated over 300 minors in disability studies. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies and our degree candidates completing the Disability Studies minor please stand if you're able and remain standing. Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you our groundbreaking, artistic, passionate, scientific, socially committed, outrageously compassionate, technologically advanced, and entirely phenomenal candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies and the Disability Studies minor in the Division of Undergraduate Education.
Thank you, Adriana. Candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and the minors in Disability Studies, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Division of Physical Sciences is Dean Miguel Garcia Bareilles.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Hunt. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Physical Sciences please raise and remain standing? Candidates in physical sciences, you have learned about the great challenges of our time, deep questions about the nature of our universe, about our origins, and above all, about our future in the world in which we live. For instance, climate change lies in the domain of our students. Let's do something. Since this is about your graduation, why don't when I mention your major, you scream as much as it was hard. If it was really easy, you stay quiet. And it was hard, you scream really loud, all right? So climate change lies in the domain of our students in atmospheric and oceanic sciences, Earth, planetary, and space sciences. That was easy, it was an easy major. And the Institute of Environment and Sustainability. The discovery of compounds that cure disease and lead to the sustainable generation of energy will be the work of our graduates in chemistry and biochemistry. But that was a little harder. The investigation into the structure and deep history of our universe, as well as the possibility of other life in the cosmos, will be pioneered by our physics and astronomy graduates. All right. Our graduates in mathematics, statistics and data science, and data theory, you will pioneer the mastery of the flow of data that must now be processed in order to understand and manage an even more complex world. So, just to recapitulate, all of this and more will be addressed by you, our graduates in second chance, atmospheric and oceanic sciences, Earth, planetary, and space sciences. All right. Statistics and data science. Environmental science. All right. Physics and astronomy. Chemistry and biochemistry. And now get ready. Mathematics. Physical sciences graduates, you all live here with a deep fund of knowledge in the science underlying what we know about the world. You also carry with you finely honed skills in reasoning and analysis that will equip you to overcome the most daunting intellectual challenges that will be thrown your way. You are the cream of the crop. You have mastered the hard sciences. Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you the dedicated, inquisitive, analytical, gifted, and altogether stellar candidates for the degrees of Bachelors of Science and Bachelors of Art from the Division of Physical Sciences.
Thank you, Miguel. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees from physical sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Humanities is Dean Alexandra Ministern.
Thank you, Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in the Division of Humanities please rise if you are able and remain standing? Congratulations to this fantastic group. When I think of you, I reflect that the greatest public research university in the land educates experts and seekers of knowledge of many kinds, and that among these, since UCLA's founding over a century ago, there have always been experts in humankind and students who have studied humanities. The young people who felt called to study the human legacy itself, the thought and languages and literatures and arts that define our personal and social lives and our long cultural histories. Indeed, as you know as humanists, universities have since their earliest beginnings over a millennium ago made a place for fundamental consideration of human value, human meaning, human improvement. From this, the seed of the university as we know it today grew and continues to grow, even as we have faced ever-renewed challenges and opportunities. Humanities graduates, what have you learned and what will you take with you from UCLA to teach others? You are, and now I will read the various degrees. You are graduates in philosophy. You're exacting caretakers of the truth. You are linguists. Scholars of language itself as a human facility and medium of communication. You are art historians. Keen observers of the image and its many uses. You are scholars of religion and how humans' deepest beliefs about the world shape their lives. And many of you are learners of difficult languages and sharp, independent-minded readers of the literatures of the world. These literatures include English, Asian languages and cultures, Near Eastern languages and cultures, comparative literature, classics, Spanish and Portuguese, Slavic, Eastern European, and Eurasian languages and cultures, and European languages and transcultural studies. And many of you here have completed minors in digital humanities. As your humanities dean, I hope that you've completed the coursework for your degrees with joy in learning and with a real drive to understand all that it is human in its multiple complexities. But I know you're also very aware of the practical, of the very considerable powers you have acquired. You are highly trained writers and speakers. You are readers and translators and interpreters of many different types of human situations, including situations of conflict and difficult times. You are living encyclopedias of culture and spokespeople for the commitments held most dear by human beings. And I know you also are critics, creators, freethinkers, fighters for justice, and continually self-correcting learners. And these are powers that any workplace needs. They're also very clearly the powers that the world needs ever more than now. Chancellor Frank, I present to you the eloquent, cultured, thoughtful, super smart, resourceful, passionately humane, and all-around brilliant candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Humanities. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Alex. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the humanities, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Division of Life Sciences is Dean Tracy Johnson.
Thank you, Darnell. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelors of Science and Bachelors of Arts in the Division of Life Sciences please rise if you're able and remain standing. I would like to start by congratulating all of you for all that you've accomplished over these 4 truly extraordinary years. While this time has brought some challenges for all of us, there have been opportunities for extraordinary growth and remarkable triumphs. To this end, it's important for us to take stock of what the disciplines in life sciences, which you have all explored and embraced, have accomplished in this extraordinary time. Accomplishments like research in psychology that has helped us understand and, yes, ameliorate psychological stress. Advances in computational and systems biology that have allowed us to develop computational models that can predict the structure of proteins and design drugs to target their function. And because of fundamental studies in immunology and molecular biology, we can reprogram immune cells to fight cancer. Advances in molecular genetics have made it possible for the first time to develop gene therapy to treat sickle cell anemia and other devastating diseases. Yes, in this short time that you have been students here at UCLA, disciplines in the life sciences have quite literally been at the center of addressing the most fundamental global challenges of our time. But frankly, this isn't new. Life sciences disciplines have long been at the forefront of addressing the most fundamental and existential questions of the time. Questions like, what is the impact of human activity on the planet? And what do we need to do to mitigate negative effects? How do we prevent and cure life-threatening diseases? What is consciousness? How do we think? How do we learn? How do we love? And how does that 3-pound organ inside our skulls affect all of this? At UCLA, to address these exciting biological questions, we offer a dozen majors in the life sciences. And I want to remind you all that life sciences is the home of the largest number of majors at UCLA. So let's make it count. Majors including computational and systems biology, ecology, behavior, and evolution, marine biology, human biology and society, cognitive science, microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics, molecular cell and developmental biology, physiology, neuroscience, psychobiology, biology, and psychology. As UCLA has recently marked its first 100 years, you, our graduating Bruins in the life sciences, will lead us into the next 100 years as our future leaders, doctors, teachers, research scientists, therapists, entrepreneurs, and global citizens. Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you the psychologically well-adjusted, neurologically well-connected, ecologically sensitive, evolutionarily complex, immunologically flexible, molecularly elegant, physiologically well-integrated, computationally sophisticated, and absolutely amazing candidates for the degree in the Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Life Sciences.
Thank you, Tracy. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the life sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Division of Social Sciences is Dean Abel Valenzuela, Jr.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the great Division of Social Sciences please rise loudly and proudly and remain standing? You have earned this moment through the hard work, long hours, and perseverance that you have shown. Each of you should be incredibly proud of what you have accomplished. Our motto in the social sciences is engaging Los Angeles, changing the world. And you are now positioned and expected to take what you have learned and to make your mark on our globe. As social scientists, you will have the opportunity to have a seat at the table to help achieve the positive changes you want to see in the world. As social scientists, you will address economic, political, and social conditions in order to create more equity and opportunity in our public and our private institutions. As social scientists, you will examine the roots of social and cultural conflicts to move us toward a more just and humane society in which kindness, thoughtful engagement, and connecting amongst all of us can drive so much good. As social scientists, you will communicate across cultures and communities, forging endearing partnerships with people different from yourselves, whether from different neighborhoods, different cities, different states, different political parties, or different nations in part, because we are one UCLA and we embrace our differences and expansiveness across multiple spaces. As social scientists from UCLA, you have learned from the faculty and departments that are among the best in the world, and you will be active agents for change in the construction of a better society, and I am profoundly in awe of your accomplishments now and await your impact moving forward. All of you in the social sciences, which I marked, we have the largest number of departments and research institutes, including those in geography, aerospace, military science, and naval science, Native American studies, the department that brought us our keynote speaker, communication, labor studies, anthropology, Asian American studies, gender studies, LGBTQ studies, Chicano and Central American studies, history, sociology, where our chancellor belongs, African American studies, political science, and economics. You have all learned to look at the world through a new lens of understanding. You have the research skills, the cultural insight, and community-oriented perspective to change the world. Today, we celebrate your achievements and the promise of a future that benefits from your leadership. You have reached this moment not despite the challenges you have faced, but because you faced those challenges with dedication, thoughtfulness, and very hard work. Chancellor Frank, I am honored to present to you the most socially engaged, research-savvy, service-oriented, culturally creative, interactionally skillful, intersubjectively attuned, connected in multimodal ways, around-the-clock inspired and inspiring, multilingual, multicultural, and everything you could ever think of plus more. The candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts from the great unique, tremendously splendid, impressive, and supremely superb UCLA Division of Social Sciences. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Okay, thank you, Abel. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the Division of Social Sciences, please be seated. The candidates for bachelor's degrees have now been presented. I call on Chancellor Frank to confer the degrees of Bachelor's of Science and Bachelor's of Arts on the class of 2025. Will all of the candidates for degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor's of Arts please stand and remain standing?
This is it. This is the moment. Graduates, your presence here is a testament to your talent, dedication, and resilience. The class of 2025 has earned a special place in our university's 106-year story. And while your time as an undergraduate student may be coming to an end, you will always be a Bruin. The knowledge and skills you have gained, both in the classroom and beyond, will guide you as you navigate and shape a rapidly evolving world. We hope you will keep this remarkable place close wherever life takes you. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations and go Bruins!
Graduates, let me congratulate all of us on becoming the newest alumni at UCLA as the class of 2025. Now we have one final tradition to observe. No, it's not the A clap. Before we received our degrees, we wore our tassels on the right side of our motorboards. Now that our degrees have been conferred, it is time to move the tassels to the left and join the select company of UCLA graduates. Bachelors, turn your tassels. Congratulations.
To close commencement, please join in the singing of the alma mater, Hail to the Hills of Westwood, performed by Mila Moretti, Madison Chamberlain, Kevin Corrigan, and Kyle Shue from the Herb Alpert School of Music. Thank you, Mila, Madison, Kevin, and Kyle, and to all of you, thank you for joining us today. Best wishes to the class of 2025. Congratulations and go Bruins.
Congratulations, class of 2025.